The Young and the Restless, shocking twists and dramatic turns this week. In this week's The Young and the Restless, tensions soar as Sharon fights for her life. Trapped in a sewer after being drugged, she manages to break free from her restraints, but her escape might be short-lived. Meanwhile, the Newman family faces a moral crossroads. Claire proposes a dangerous plan to eliminate Jordan for good, insisting it's the only way to protect their family. Nikki and Victoria are torn, but Victor suspects something is amiss as he pieces together their secret. On the corporate front, Billy and Phyllis push forward with their risky plan to challenge Victor, but Daniel warns them about the dangers of going to war with the Newman patriarch. Despite the clash, Phyllis and Daniel consider teaming up on a new venture, hinting at potential reconciliation. At the same time, Victor and Nick uncover a critical clue about Sharon's kidnapping, a lipstick-stained glass linking Ian Ward to an accomplice. With time running out, the family rallies to rescue Sharon and take down her captors. The stakes are higher than ever in Genoa City, leaving fans wondering, who will come out on top? Stay tuned for more updates and theories. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Claire wants to kill Jordan, and Phyllis gives Billy a reality check. Today on The Young and the Restless, Chance reports a break in Sharon's case, Nikki and Victoria learn Jordan is out of prison, and Daniel tries to talk Phyllis out of her plans. Claire arrives at the ranch and apologizes for keeping Victoria and Nikki waiting. They notice she's shaking, and Nikki asks if this is about Ian Ward. Claire says it's not, but it's just as bad. She tells them they have to agree to keep this between them before she explains. They agree, and Claire says Jordan has escaped prison. She's there in Genoa City and she just spoke to her face to face. Nikki has to tell Victor. Claire tells her she can't. Victoria says they'll wait and Nikki apologizes. Claire tells them Jordan is bitter and didn't give specifics on how she got out or how long she's been in town. She's still out there and she won't go away unless she gets what she wants. At Crimson Lights, Phyllis tells Daniel the day is full of possibilities. Billy walks in and the redhead urges him to sit down. She was just telling Daniel about them being a united front, and that they'll do everything possible to keep the Newmans' grubby paws off of Chancellor. When they do, Daniel will get a corner office. Billy asks if Daniel's picked out his chair yet, or if he's running the other direction. Daniel thinks it's gutsy to take on Victor and his bottomless resources. Remind me how many times you've beat him in the past. But the two of you think you can pull it off now? Billy's fine with Daniel questioning him, assuming he's going to fail is practically a national pastime at this point, but when his mother puts her mind to something, she can pull off almost anything. Phyllis feels seen. Daniel is pleased her mother refocused her energy and is looking to the future, but he suggests she take that energy and focus and put it towards something brand new and not owned by Victor Newman. Phyllis says this is about justice and showing Victor he doesn't own the universe. Billy's going to solve this problem and his mother will help him do it. Daniel reminds them people who go against Victor lose. He doesn't want his mother in this war. Billy guesses Daniel is saying he will drag them both down. Victor meets Nick at society. His son complains that his team is great, but they've got nothing on Sharon. Victor asks what Ian had to say. Nick says he spewed meaningless garbage. He warned him if he hurts Sharon or anyone else in the family, there will be hell to pay. Nick can't shake the feeling he's not working alone. Victor muses that someone else could be responsible for tainting the meds, Heather's death, and Sharon's disappearance. Nick says, exactly. If they find that person they can follow them to Sharon. In the sewer, Sharon agonizes and gasps that she has to get out of there. At Crimson Lights, Billy asks if Daniel thinks their mission is doomed because of him. Daniel can't say, but it's his fight, not Phyllis's. Billy says his mother is indispensable and will be rewarded. Daniel points out, if you win. He thinks his mom should put her energy into something reasonable. Phyllis says they can do this. Daniel reminds her Billy iced her out once before. Billy says he's right, but that's when Jill gave him an ultimatum. He thought he could trust his mother, but in the end, he lost it all. Daniel doesn't see the logic in going after Victor. Billy predicts a big win with Phyllis on his side. Daniel mocks their confidence and invites them to lay out their plan. Billy isn't willing to share it right now. At society, Victor thinks Nick is right about Ian working with someone. They have to be on the lookout for another person or even more. Victor says time is running out. At the ranch, Nikki and Victoria are stunned that Claire didn't call the police. Claire says it's because of what Jordan said to her. She came back for me. Victoria says she can never hurt her again. Nikki agrees. She will never have the chance. Claire says it wasn't just a threat, it was more complicated. Pain, loneliness, she told her how much it meant to see her again. Victoria gasps, "You did what?" Nikki tells Claire that no matter what Jordan said. Victoria interrupts to say she must have committed another crime. Claire wants to tell them everything first. She tells them that the prison confirmed she was still there, and that Jordan implied that someone had taken her place. Nikki holds her head, this is insanity. She asks Claire how she ran into her. Claire says she followed her to the overlook from the coffee shop. Victoria finds this to be such a dangerous choice. Claire says she couldn't lose her. She told Jordan she didn't fit in with the family and she was the only one who could understand her. Her instincts kicked in and she told her what she wanted to hear. I lied. At Crimson Lights, Billy won't be goaded into sharing anything with Daniel. This makes him think Billy doesn't have a plan. Phyllis tells her son this is a fight they know they can win. It's good for them and for Daniel. This gives him something in his life right now. A platform to show his genius. Daniel says they can have those things without Chancellor and Billy. If she's doing this for him, he doesn't need it. Daniel would consider working with his mother on something new, with no one else involved. Daniel tells Phyllis he dropped the ball on them working together as he was trying to get Lucy through the holiday season, but now is the time. He tells her he can move past video games. Phyllis says the plan is still Abbott Chancellor. Daniel tells Billy he'll need a plan, then he'll have to implement it, and when that fails, take another tack. He can't hang his future on that. If he and Phyllis were to work together, it could be theirs and not a piece of someone else's dream. Just think about it. He has to go to get Lucy and exits. Billy muses, well, Phyllis says her son is okay. Billy says it's good to know where he stands. It's pretty clear where he stands on Abbott Chancellor. Phyllis will bring him around. Billy needs to know if she's in with him or if she's out. At society, Victor tells Nick he'll do everything in his power to bring Sharon home. If she wasn't found in the water, they're buying time. Nick says there's been no ransom demand. Victor feels they have something in mind, but not murder. Nick's going crazy thinking of her locked up somewhere. Victor says she's the mother of his grandchildren and no one will hurt her. If this is Ian Ward, he'll have hell to pay. Nick gets a message from Chance about a new development and tells him to come over. At the ranch, Claire tells Victoria and Nikki she was able to get to Jordan. She really wanted to believe the things she said about the Newmans. She describes the satisfaction in her eyes that she thought she would side with her and cling to her. It all makes Victoria's skin crawl. Nikki tells Claire she never has to see her again. Claire says she does have to because Jordan will never give up. No prison can hold her, and Newman's security can't keep her away. There's only one way. Jordan has to be stopped for good. Victoria warns her to slow down. Claire says she stole Victoria's child and Nikki's sobriety. They will never be safe, they will never be free. I can't go through this again. Victoria thinks she's giving her aunt too much credit. Claire says she's back and they can't make the same mistake twice. She will hurt more people. She will kill again. There is no other way. Jordan will never stop inflicting her evil on this world, so they have to stop it. They have to do it quickly before she kills again. Jordan has to die. At Society, Nick needs to know what Victor's plan is for Ian. Victor says he's coming at him from all sides. He's talked to Michael and Adam. Nick says Michael can go after him with the law, but what can Adam do? Victor says Adam will remind the world who Ian really is with Newman Media. Nick likes that, but he needs to find Sharon as time is running out. Victor vows they'll find her if it's the last thing they do. In the sewer, Sharon struggles and takes a sip of her water. At the ranch, Nikki gets that Claire wants to wipe Jordan off the face of the earth, but she's talking about murder. If she takes her life, she'll think about her more than ever before. She knows from experience. Even in death, Jordan will have one. Claire doesn't believe it, but even if it is, that's her problem. It's a small price to pay to keep them safe. Nikki and Victoria won't lose her and implore that this is not the way. Claire argues that Jordan will kill again if she gets the chance. If someone else dies because she wasn't strong enough to do something. Nikki says it's not her responsibility. Claire thinks it is. She helped her. If she does nothing, she will be her accomplice. They must put an end to her once and for all. At Crimson Lights, Billy tells Phyllis he watched her when Daniel was talking. He could see that she lit up when he mentioned working together. He understands that, but he doesn't think she can trust him when he says, teamwork. Phyllis points out she's sitting there with Billy. He thinks she deserves a top spot at Chancellor. He doesn't want her to play nice. If she wants to sit in a corner with Daniel and wait for a payoff. Phyllis tells him to stop talking about her son. Billy hasn't provided any details. We're in the trenches. She expects him to go over things with her. Billy reveals that Daniel's not the first person he's hinted to about the plan. Phyllis throws up her hands. Does he have another partner? Billy tells her the best way to get Victor is to go through his family. The most logical target is Adam. Phyllis asks how that will get him Chancellor back. Billy is going to destroy Victor's black sheep son. Phyllis asks, that's your plan. That's your entire plan. Billy finds beauty in simplicity. Phyllis asks what he'll say about him that hasn't already been said. Billy says it will be a multi-pronged attack. They'll obliterate him until it hurts Newman financially. The reward is in the journey itself, and the payoff will be worth any amount of time spent. Phyllis groans. She's processing. She has no problem with wanting to grind his enemy into the ground. Billy insists the best way to get to Victor is through Adam. Phyllis asks if he wants to get his company back or Chelsea. Billy doesn't appreciate cheaters. This is not a revenge plan. Phyllis thinks it sounds like he wants to get back at Adam because he blew up his relationship. It's a vendetta, not a plan. It's the grandiose vision of a guy who is spinning out again. It's not good, Billy. At Society, Chance tells Victor and Nick that they have something, but no location on Sharon. They obtained footage that Sharon got out of her car on the night in question and was approached from behind. Someone put a cloth over her face, lost consciousness, and was put in the back seat. They have no clear shot of who it was. They're checking routes to the river to hopefully get a clearer shot of the driver. Nick fumes that they have to ID the driver as soon as possible. We find Sharon. Chance shows Nick and Victor the footage of Sharon being chloroformed. Nick says the person is definitely shorter than Ian. There's something familiar about them. Victor says, "You know, to me as well." Nick wonders if it's someone they know. In the sewer, Sharon screams and struggles to reach the black pipe, crying out until she finally manages to kick it with her foot. Before long, she has it in her hand and starts smashing it against the chain, trying to break it. At the ranch, Victoria and Nikki make a pitch to get Victor's advice. Claire says he hasn't shut Jordan down yet. This is the only way. Jordan will kill anyone who stands between her and her revenge. Everyone they know is at risk unless they stop her forever. They'll do to her what she planned to do to them, and they'll use her as the lure. I will not let Jordan hurt anyone else. So, we can do this all together, or I will do it on my own, but Jordan will die. Today's next update. Sharon collapses after breaking free Adam's Ian job. The Young and the Restless spoilers recap for Friday, January 17th, reveals that Victor Newman will recruit Adam Newman to use Newman Media to smear Ian Ward and make him feel ostracized. Adam will be skeptical about that being enough, but Victor will insist Adam should leave the rest to him and will refuse to let Ian damage their family any further. Victor will also get confirmation that Chelsea Lawson and Connor Newman are moving to the old ranch house with Adam soon, so he'll be glad since he can protect them all there. After Adam apologizes for his past collusion with Ian, Victor will assure him that it's water under the bridge. Adam will be committed to helping Victor fight back against Victor now, so they'll be on the same page. At the Newman ranch, Nikki Newman will decide that maybe Claire Newman is right about her fatal plan to handle Jordan. That'll frustrate Victoria Newman, but Claire will refuse to let her mother talk her out of this. Claire will suggest she can convince Jordan that she gained Newman acceptance and changed her name as an act. The goal will be to make Jordan believe that Claire wanted to exploit their love and disappear with some of the Newman millions. Since money isn't enough of a motivator for Jordan, Claire will insist she can also sell her on the idea that she's going to destroy the Newman family. It'll be hard for Claire to even say that, but she'll be willing to do whatever she has to do to get rid of Jordan. Claire will spell out how Jordan won't be able to resist becoming part of the con, and that's when they can make their move and wipe her off the map. When Victor arrives and jokingly wonders what Victoria, Nikki and Claire are scheming about, they'll claim they're just discussing old Ian stories. After Victor mentions the video showing how Sharon was abducted, they'll take off without showing anything. Claire, Nikki and Victoria will ultimately get back to their previous conversation, so they'll seem ready to end Jordan for good and never speak of it again. At the cottage, Nick Newman will give Mariah Copeland updates on the security footage of Sharon's kidnapping. Mariah will agree to look at a list of people who recently got out of the prisons Ian visited and see if any names stand out. Nick will have high hopes about finding Ian's accomplice, but Mariah will tearfully admit she hopes Ian is as innocent as he claims. Since Ian is someone from Mariah's past, she'll blame herself for Sharon's ordeal and all the Heather Stevens drama, too. On Friday's Y&R episode, Nick will assure Mariah that she's not responsible and make a prediction about Sharon coming home soon. In the sewer, Sharon will start feeling weird and will struggle to focus. Once Sharon realizes her water bottle was drugged with PCP, she'll try to keep a clear head anyway and resolve to get out of there. Sharon will finally manage to free herself using the metal bar she found, but she'll pass out and collapse before she can escape. Today's next update. Sharon fights for her life. Young and the Restless early weekly spoilers find Sharon Newman closer to escaping from the sewer during the week of January 20th to 24th, 2025 on Y&R. Check out the latest spoilers for the CBS soap opera. Young and the Restless early weekly spoilers, Sharon Newman makes a break for it. Next week, on Young and the Restless, Sharon Newman is still stuck in the sewer desperate to escape. But now, she has hope. Recently, she was able to get her hands on the iron bar she was trying to reach and pry open her restraints. Now, she has a real chance at breaking free and getting out of there. Meanwhile, Nick Newman and Detective Chance Chancellor are making progress in locating her on Young and the Restless. Recently, Chance found footage of someone covering Sharon's mouth with a rag and pushing her into their car. They are still working to find out who it is. But the person seems familiar to Nick and his dad, Victor Newman. Of course, that's because it's Jordan Howard. Now, they know that Sharon was taken by someone and did not leave on her own. So between Nick, Chance, and Sharon herself, she should be free next week. Y&R spoilers, Claire faces off with Jordan. While Sharon Newman gets closer to freedom, Jordan Howard's time is running out on Young and the Restless. She thinks things are going her way after her reunion with Claire Newman. However, Claire wants to kill Jordan to get rid of her once and for all. Prison isn't enough because she always seems to find her way out. And now, someone is taking her place. So, Claire's adamant that her psychotic great-aunt needs to die. On Young and the Restless next week, Claire threatens Jordan. So, it appears they have a showdown and only one of them will win. Chances are, Claire Newman could end up killing Jordan next week. Young and the Restless spoilers next week, Nikki makes a move. Meanwhile, on Y&R, Victor Newman suspects something is up with his wife, Nikki Newman. Her actions make him suspicious and it's likely because she's hiding a massive secret from him. Claire begged her and Victoria Newman not to tell Victor or anyone else about Jordan's return. But Victor can tell when Nikki Newman is hiding something on Young and the Restless. And he might get the truth out of her soon on. Y&R is intense next week. Tune in to see if Sharon Newman finally makes it out of the sewers on the CBS daytime drama. Today's next update. Victor busts Jordan's hit squad, Sally's surprise for Billy. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, January 21st, reveal that some hot drama is looming in Genoa City. Since the presidential inauguration is coming up on Monday, January 20th, it looks like there'll be all-day news coverage that preempts Y&R. However, there'll be plenty of storylines heating up once the action resumes on Tuesday, January 21st. Claire Newman, Victoria Newman and Nikki Newman will continue their twisted discussion about eliminating Jordan forever. As the ladies fully cement their fatal plot, Claire will point out that they have to talk about the next step. It's not like they can just casually wipe Jordan off the map in the coffee house, so they need somewhere they can take her to end it all. Nikki will have a light bulb moment and advise her partners in crime to grab their coats. It won't be long until Victoria, Nikki and Claire are heading out the door, presumably to the location where they'll ultimately plan to end Jordan's life. Things never go off without a hitch in GC, so Claire, Nikki and Victoria are about to get busted. It'll be Victor Newman who listens in on at least part of their scheme, so he may follow the Newman women and make a mess of their plot. In the sewer, Sharon Newman will likely wake up to a major setback. After freeing herself from her restraints and passing out due to the PCP in her water, Sharon could easily awaken to find herself chained up again. Jordan might stop by to check on her hostage and lock her back up, so Sharon may remain stuck in this predicament for now. Of course, there'll be a lot on the line for Sharon since Jordan is currently the only one who knows where she is. That could be what saves Jordan's life in the end, so her insurance policy could come in even handier than she expected. Next, Sally Spectra will have something exciting in store for Billy Abbott. After Sally interrupts Billy and Jack Abbott's discussion in the jazz lounge, she'll offer up a clue about this surprise of hers and look a bit mischievous. Today's next update. Claire plays both sides on Young and the Restless January 16th. What's the real truth? On the January 16th episode of The Young and the Restless, Claire told Victoria and Nikki that she lied to Jordan to protect them from her aunt. The day before, Claire told her aunt she couldn't bear to be with the Newmans anymore. Claire told Victoria and Nikki that she lied to Jordan. Claire told Jordan that she was lying to the Newmans. Which story is true? Why not both of them? Looking out for number one. Jordan raised Claire to hate her biological family and to only be loyal to one person, Jordan. But what if Claire took another lesson from her warped upbringing? What if Claire learned that you should always look out for yourself, no matter what? Why else would Claire, already a new scion of the rich and powerful Newman family, also go after Kyle, a scion of the rich and powerful Abbott family? Because she wanted to cover all her bases. Should matters not work out with the Newmans, she's have the Abbotts to fall back on. That's not the move of a sweet, innocent victim. That's the move of a smart, savvy manipulator. Which is what Claire was trained to be. Death to Smoochie. Claire told Victoria and Nikki that Jordan must die. She said it was to protect the family. But what if it was to protect herself? Jordan knows things about Claire that Claire doesn't want her parents and grandparents to know. And the only way to neutralize that threat is to neutralize Jordan. The other side of the coin. But just in case her plans go wrong and the Newmans cast Claire out, she needs to keep Jordan in her corner. Because if Claire wants to get revenge on the Newmans, there is no one better than Jordan to have on your side. Claire is playing both sides against the middle. Because she intends to be the last one standing, no matter who ultimately goes down. Today's next update. Chance onto Ian's accomplice, Nikki's kill spot for Jordan. The Young and the Restless preview video for the week of January 20th to 24th reveals that Sally Spectra will be apologetic when she interrupts Billy Abbott's chat with his brother, but Jack Abbott will insist they're just finishing up. That'll be good news for Sally since she'll have a surprise she wants to unveil. This could be related to Sally's upcoming Paris trip with Billy, so stay tuned for more details on their getaway together. Next, let's talk about Ian Ward's latest round of manipulation. Ian will corner Tessa Porter and act like he hates himself for trying to destroy every last ounce of goodness in Mariah Copeland. I have to do this, Tessa, and you have to help me, Ian declares in Y&R's weekly preview video. Although Ian will act determined to find redemption, let's hope Tessa listens to Mariah when it comes to how dangerous he is. Of course, it's possible Tessa will turn the tables at some point and manipulate Ian right back. Over with Chance Chancellor, he'll snoop in Ian's motel room and discover a clue. Chance will find a lipstick-stained glass and joke that it's not Ian's shade, so he'll suspect Ian's accomplice might be a woman. Nick Newman will be with Chance during his motel search, so he'll get updates on this lipstick-stained glass as well. We'll continue to hear Nick make predictions about locating Sharon and saving her from her latest nightmare. At the Newman Ranch, Nikki Newman will agree with Claire Newman about Jordan being a threat to everyone they love as long as she's still breathing. That's why we need to figure out our next step, where we take her so that we can end this, Claire says in Y&R's preview clip. Nikki will have an idea, so she'll tell Claire and Victoria Newman to get their coats. It sounds like Nikki will settle on the perfect place to lure Jordan and kill her, but there could be a snag in her plan. Victor Newman will appear around the corner looking suspicious after eavesdropping. Even if Victor doesn't overhear everything, he'll apparently gather enough info to realize trouble's brewing. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.